Hello collectors, Joseph Prodzik here with Statue Review. Welcome to the very first episode of Statue Talk. Now I know what you must be thinking. Statue Talk? What the hell is that? I came here to watch some reviews. And don't worry, reviews are on their way. But as a collector, you know that you can't always predict when statues are going to arrive. Sometimes they can be delayed several months, other times they can even come in early. So as a result, I haven't had many statues to review so far this year. But not only am I a statue collector, I'm a bit of a statue addict. Some might even say a polystone addict. So I've got this stuff going around in my brain that I just have to get out there. So I created this show to share with you the latest statue previews, pre-orders, and even some other statue reviews from around YouTube. So thanks for joining me on this very first episode. I hope you enjoy it. Now let's get started. In this week's previews, I'll be showing you statues from Kotobukiya, Pop Culture Shock, Sideshow Collectibles, Prime 1 Studio, XM Studios, and Gecco. Now let's take a look at this week's previews. First up is the Spider-Gwen statue from Kotobukiya. Kotobukiya is known for making smaller scale statues that are a little bit more reasonably priced than their competitors. Now Spider-Gwen has been a popular character lately. She's been getting a little bit of love from some custom statue makers, and she also has a preview from XM Studios who's working on a version. So if you're a Spider-Gwen fan, I think this would be a good statue to have, as long as you don't mind the smaller scale. Next up is a small preview from Pop Culture Shock. Their next statue coming up in their Street Fighter V line of statues is Ken. They're only showing us a small glimpse of this statue right now, but they should have a full preview of Ken in their upcoming newsletter, which gets released on Sundays. I think I'm going to start the Street Fighter V line of statues, and so far I have ordered the Nash figure, so I'm really looking forward to the full reveal of this piece. Now we're going to take a look at Prime 1's display from Wonder Festival in Japan. They showed off a lot of different pieces, statues from Batman vs. Superman, Arkham City, and some Transformers. So let's take a look at some of those pictures. As you can see, Prime 1 Studio showed off a lot of amazing statues at Wonder Festival. They have a lot of great upcoming stuff from both movies and video games. Probably the pieces that I'm most excited for would be the statues in the Arkham line. The two that I'm most excited for is the Batman Beyond statue and the Nightwing statue. I think that Batman Beyond statue just looks amazing. Probably the statue that's getting the most amount of attention from the collector groups that I'm in. And it's definitely on my list of considerations for pre-order. Then there's Nightwing. I've always been a fan of Nightwing and Dick Grayson in general. Love reading his new comic book. So this is a good one for me. I'm thinking about a display now of Batman, Robin, Nightwing, and the Arkham Knight would make a pretty good setup. So I'm really looking forward to those pieces. You can see the bases on these things. The bases are all unreal. They're going to be crazy. You know, I don't think I'm going to be picking up any of the half-scale pieces. My room's a little bit small. I don't think they would fit anywhere in there. So unless I upgrade to a bigger room or a bigger house, probably no half-scale pieces for me. And if that wasn't enough, after these great previews from Wonder Festival, Prime 1 hit us with a couple more previews on their Facebook collectors group. Now, the first thing that they showed us was the Green Lantern from their Justice League of America line. This line is going to be more modern than what Sideshow is putting out. Sideshow is putting out more classic characters, classically styled characters from DC. And Prime 1 is going to be putting out some more modern, New 52 looking statues. Now, the great thing about these statues is that they're going to be in quarter scale. So we're not going to have to worry about where we're going to put these giant pieces. They'll fit right in with our collection. The other good news is that these statues are also going to be available from Sideshow Collectibles. So we'll be able to order them wherever Sideshow is sold. They're going to be doing the Justice League of America and also not only the heroes but the villains as well. So I'm really looking forward to that. Another preview that we got from Prime 1 was just a small little piece of their Bloodborne statue. You know, I'm not a huge Bloodborne fan. I have played the game, but I've always really liked the art style in that game, and I think these statues are going to look amazing too, and they'll probably be must-haves for anybody who loves those types of games. Next up, we have statues from Gecco, who was also at Wonder Festival in Japan. They showed off a couple of statues of interest to me. Another Bloodborne statue. This is the Puddle of Blood version. Now, Gecco sometimes has exclusive version of statues, but they don't really have edition sizes on them, though this Puddle of Blood version is sold out. I do have a couple other statues from Gecco that I really like. They're PVC statues though, so not everybody likes that. I have the Raiden and I have the Big Boss Snake, both from Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes. So I really like those statues, and to go along with them, Gecco is going to be releasing a Quiet statue. She's one of the very popular companions in Metal Gear Solid 5, and so Gecco is making a statue of her. It'll be interesting to see how popular this statue is. I know with the Play Arts Kai version of the statue, that was sold out and she was actually selling for around $400. Now that's a $100 action figure, and you know it went up $300 in price. So it'll be interesting to see how that Quiet statue does. So now I'm going to show you a piece that I'm on the fence about. This is the XM Studios Samurai or Japanese version of Batman. Now, I didn't order this statue, which is unusual for me because I tend to order a lot of Batman statues. The samurai look and version kind of didn't appeal to me. But once I started to see some of these preview pics, I started to change my mind a little bit. Once I saw the detail on the armor and their paint job, I started to come around and maybe started to want this piece. But then they started to put the heads on it, and they started to put the portrait on it, and there was just something about it that, I don't know, I didn't find very appealing. So I'm still on the fence about this guy. I don't know if I'm going to like him or not, but as of right now, I don't have him on order. but I am thinking of trying to get one just so I can see it in person and do a review for it. So I'll keep you updated on that. Next up, we have a small preview of the Deadpool Premium Format Figure from Sideshow Collectibles. Now, Sideshow is only hitting us with a small teaser image of this statue. They usually will put out a full gallery of the piece about a week before pre-order, but this guy doesn't yet have a pre-order date. From what I can tell, he looks to have a much more dynamic pose than the previous Deadpool statues from Sideshow. It's definitely a piece I'll be adding to my collection, and I look forward to seeing more from Sideshow. Well, that's it for this week's previews. Now, let's check out some upcoming pre-orders. So in this week's pre-orders, I've got two statues for you. The first is the Prime 1 Studios Harley Quinn, 1/3 scale from the Arkham Knight series of video games. Now, you saw a lot of previews for this statue during their visit to Wonder Festival, and I really think she's an amazing piece. She's $929.99, and she's going to be released sometime between July and October of 2016. So you can pre-order her by clicking on the link in the comments section below. Also available from Sideshow Collectibles is the Gamora Premium Format Figure. And Gamora is mostly known from her recent appearance in the Guardians of the Galaxy movie, but this is a comic book version, so it's a little different than what you might be used to if you're not used to the comic book version. She's priced at $499.99 and will be available sometime from January to March of 2017. Now, what's interesting to note between these two pre-orders is the difference in the dates. Prime 1 Studios is putting up a pre-order, and the statue is going to be available sometime this year, whereas Sideshow is putting up a pre-order, and she'll be available sometime next year. So with these Prime 1 Studios statues, they're sort of overlapping in my collection budget, because when you order a lot of stuff from Sideshow, you're ordering it so far in advance. For example, my collection budget is already booked up into next year, and I don't have a lot of room for some of these Prime 1 pieces that are coming out, which is why I had to pass on the Harley Quinn. So I did have to make some adjustments in my schedule to fit some of these Prime 1 pieces that might be coming up. So both of those pre-orders are available now on the Sideshow website. Links below in the comments if you'd like to pick up either of those two pieces. So, a quick update on my collection. I've recently sold a couple of pieces. If you watched my last collection room tour, you'll know that I was going to be selling off some of my Sideshow pieces. Now, so far I've managed to sell both Commander Cody, Chewbacca, and the Stormtrooper Commander. I do have a couple more that I'm going to be selling to make room for some new pieces. Now, as you know, I haven't received a lot of pieces so far this year. If you follow me on Facebook, you'll see that I did get in the Golden Aries from ARH Studios, but unfortunately, he did receive some damage. Now, an update from ARH Studios. They did have several breakage issues in their recent line of statues, but they released a statement on Facebook sort of explaining why that happened. And then they also released a video on YouTube kind of showing you what steps they take to ensure that their statues don't get damaged. And if you do have any damaged statues from ARH Studios that got damaged during shipping or aren't up to what you expect from that company, you can send the statue back and they will take care of you. So check out the ARH Studios Facebook page for their full statement and to check out their video regarding their quality on their statues. Really, from what I've seen, this is a company that cares about their collectors and cares about the quality of their statues. So I'm really looking forward to getting that Aries back. When I got him, I was just blown away and amazed by him. He just had a little, some small damages to him that really kind of made me not very happy with it. But they're going to take care of him. They're going to fix him up, send him back to me, and I'll be featuring him right here on Statue Review. So lots of stuff coming soon to my channel. I'll be reviewing several pieces hopefully soon. You can't tell exactly what's going to come in first, but here's some of the statues that should be coming in within the next couple of weeks. I have a custom Bane statue that I recently just paid for. He does have to ship from overseas, so he'll probably be here in a couple of weeks. I also have the Ryu figure from Pop Culture Shock. That's going to be my first statue from PCS, so I'm really looking forward to getting that. Unfortunately, I didn't order him when the pre-orders went up. I don't even think I was aware of PCS as a company at that point, so I only got the regular version. I'll also be getting a Street Fighter V Collector's Edition, so we'll be able to show that little statue to you and maybe do a side-by-side video with the PCS Ryu statue. So they're really not too comparable. But it'll be fun to do that video. We should also be having XM Studios Black Bolt and Daredevil. Those will be my first XM Studios pieces, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what all the hype is about. Some changes to the pre-order schedule is that the Batman from Prime 1 Studios has been pushed back. It didn't make it out in time for Chinese New Year. If you don't know, Chinese New Year is a big deal in China. And if you don't get your statue out before that happens, then it's going to have to wait a while before it happens, as a lot of the businesses and industry in China shuts down to celebrate the New Year. And so that caused the Batman to be delayed. He's estimated now to be released sometime in April or May of this year. Some statues get pushed back while others are actually getting pushed forward, much like the Arkham City or Arkham Asylum Batman from Sideshow Collectibles. Now the Arkham City Joker has actually been moved up in its release date. So he's been moved up to release sometime in March or April of 2016. In addition, the Spider-Man Premium Format Figure from Sideshow Collectibles should be arriving in March as well. There's like one guy out there who already received his statue, and he is looking really good, so I'm looking forward to showing that to you as well. Now, I said I had to make some changes to my pre-orders due to needing to make some room for some Prime 1 statues, and it was actually kind of running over my budget because of that several months this year. So some statues that I took off of my pre-order list, mostly DC statues. I took off the Superman Premium Format, the Green Lantern Premium Format, Aquaman, and Darkseid. Now, this wasn't a direct reaction to Prime 1's preview, but more that I didn't really order these statues to add to my collection, but more to do them as reviews for the channel. And so when it came time to give the axe to some pieces, those are the ones that I had to get rid of. I do want a DC Justice League display, but I think I'm going to wait for those Prime 1 pieces, as I would rather have a modern version of those characters rather than the classic versions. If you like the classic versions, then Sideshow's the way to go. Definitely. Another piece I also removed from my pre-order list was the J. Scott Campbell Black Cat. The reason I did that is because I gave away my J. Scott Campbell Spider-Man piece to a good friend of mine. So since I don't have him in my collection, I didn't need to add the Black Cat to my collection as well. She does look really good, and that whole line of statues are amazing. I just want the larger premium formats for my collection. So that's it for my collection update. I'm just basically waiting around for statues. That's what statue collectors do 99% of the time, is sit around and wait for that next piece. So as soon as I get them in, I'll be sure to post a review on them. So make sure to subscribe to my channel for updates on those statues. This week's featured review is from Statue Hunter 75. He posted the Gokin Pilgrim Artist Proof exclusive Street Fighter statue by Pop Culture Shock Collectibles. Now the reason why I picked this video for you is I have a handful of PCS statues on order, but I haven't actually received one yet. So PCS has a rabid fan base, and I think Statue Hunter 75 does a good job of showing you why that is. So make sure you go and check out his video review. I hope you enjoyed this very first episode of Statue Talk. Please let me know what you think of some of the topics I covered in the comments section below. I may even share some of your comments or questions on the next episode. For statue news, reviews, and updates on my collection, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. This has been Joseph Prodzik for Statue Review. Thanks for watching.